This road safety message is brought to you by Pertemps Driver Training.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Jackson, racing driver, TV presenter and motoring journalist. I'm here today with Pertemps Driver Training to show you some basic tips on how to maintain your car correctly. But before I start, go to the Pertemps Driver Training website on pertempsdrivertraining.co.uk for your free vehicle safety checklist. Figures from Highways England state that their traffic officers have to deal with around 85,000 breakdowns every year. About 40% of these were caused by vehicles running out of fuel, poor tyre maintenance and engine trouble, most of which can be avoided if you simply maintain your vehicle properly. Pertemps Driver Training recommends you carry out some simple checks before you start driving. This helps keep your car maintained, safe, roadworthy and in good condition, which ultimately saves you time and money. Before you start, make sure you're in a safe area, away from moving traffic, on level ground, engine off and handbrake on. Don't worry if you don't know much about cars, you aren't expected to be a mechanic, these are easy checks. And to help you remember, it's flour. Fuel, lights, oil, water, electrics, rubber. Let's start with fuel. You should always keep at least a third of a tank to avoid running out and breaking down. In fact, if you break down and your breakdown was preventable, you can be issued with a fixed penalty notice. Putting the right fuel in. This is actually quite a common mistake. In fact, every 3 minutes in the UK, somebody puts the wrong fuel in their car. If that happens to you, don't switch the engine on. Instead, go into the fuel station and explain what's happened, and they'll give you some advice on a local recovery service. If you have started your engine, switch it off and call your local breakdown company. Next, we're going to check the lights. Your lights are an essential part of your car, not just for you, but for everybody else as well. And if any of them are not functioning properly, you're putting yourself and other road users at risk. To check some of your lights, such as your brake lights or reversing light, you can ask a friend to help you, or you can park near a reflective surface like a window. Remember, when you're doing your reversing light, make sure your foot is on the brake. In sequence, turn on your indicators, hazard lights, headlights and fog lights to check they are all working. Having the correct oil level in your car is essential, as the oil lubricates, cleans, cools and protects the moving parts of your engine, which prevents your engine from seizing up. To check your engine oil then, make sure that your engine has been off for 30 minutes and your vehicle is parked on the flat. Take the dipstick out, and you will notice that there is a minimum and a maximum line. Just give the dipstick a little clean, pop it back in, wait for a few seconds and then pull it out slowly, and if it is between the minimum and the maximum line, which we have today, then we don't need to top it up. If it's below minimum, you'll have to top up your oil. If you're unsure what type of oil you need to use, then check your vehicle's handbook. And whilst you've got the bonnet open, it's a prime opportunity to check some of the other fluids, for example, your coolant. It is vital to have good visibility while driving, and therefore it is essential to keep your screen wash topped up. You'll find the reservoir underneath the bonnet, often with a blue cap, and you put a mixture of water and windscreen detergent in there. I've got one that I prepared earlier. And don't worry too much about overfilling it. It's very hard to see how much you have in there. So top it up like so. And after you've done that, just check out your wiper blades and make sure they're intact and damage-free. Finally, when back in the car, check that the screen wash is coming through properly. Modern vehicles are fitted with electronics and packed with sensors to monitor how your car is behaving and to make your life easier. Very often, a light will be displayed on the dashboard if there is a fault, or in the built-in screen. If a light does come on, don't ignore it. Follow the instructions if it's safe to do so, or pull over and check your handbook to see what you should do next. Tyre tread is what helps keep you steady on wet roads as the water is channeled through these grooves. So it's really important you have enough tyre tread depth. And not just that, because for each illegal tyre that you have on your car or vehicle, you can receive a fine of up to £2,500 and 3 penalty points. So if you have 4 illegal tyres, yes, that means you've lost your licence. And if you've only just passed your test, it's only 2 illegal tyres means you've lost your licence. So let's check the tyres. My first tip is to turn the wheels out so that you have easier access to them. And to check the tread depth, you'll need either a gauge or a 20p piece. And if you place the 20p piece inside across 3 measurements, and if the outer edge disappears, you've got more than 1.6mm. And with the tread depth gauge, go across like that, like that, like that. And you can quite clearly see that these are nearly new tyres. There's also some wear markers in between the blocks of tread, and when the tread gets down to close to these wear markers, that means you'll be needing to change your tyres fairly soon. It's also a good idea to look around each of the tyres and make sure they do not have any cuts, tears, bulges, or any other visible damage. If you're in any doubt about your tyres, you can always ask a local tyre fitter for advice. Normally they will check the condition of your tyres for free to help keep you safe. You will also need to think about tyre pressure. Driving with under or overinflated tyres can affect your braking distance, steering, and even affect how long your tyres will last before needing to be replaced. Most fuel and service stations have an air machine where you can check and inflate your tyres, and each car has a different recommended tyre pressure. You can find this on the inside of the driver's door, near the petrol cap, or in your vehicle's handbook. You can check your tyre pressure with a portable pressure gauge like this one, and the tyres for this car should be set at 34 psi. I hope you found this video useful in keeping you and your car safe on our roads. If you're unsure of any aspect on maintaining your vehicle, make sure you ask advice from a qualified professional. For more information, visit the Pertemps Driver Training website on pertempsdrivertraining.co.uk.
This road safety message is brought to you by Pertemps Driver Training.